Welcome to this moment of stillness, a sanctuary created just for your weary heart. There is absolutely nothing you need to do here. Nothing to figure out. Nothing to achieve. Nothing to fix. Your only invitation is to simply be, to let go, to rest. I know the weight you might be carrying tonight. I know it so well. The day may have been long, filled with endless demands, relentless pressures, and a noise that never seems to fully fade, even when you turn out the lights. Or perhaps the noise isn't from the outside world at all. Perhaps the noise is within, the constant, humming engine of your own thoughts, the replaying of conversations, wondering if you said the right thing, the spiraling worry about tomorrow, and the day after that. It can feel like a storm brewing inside your own heart, a relentless, churning tempest that leaves you feeling scattered, frayed, and so deeply, profoundly overwhelmed. You can feel it in your body, can't you? That tension. It's probably gathered in your shoulders, right up to your neck, a tightness you've been carrying all day. You might feel it in your chest, a gentle but persistent ache, a tightness that makes each breath feel a little too shallow, a little too short. You feel it behind your eyes, a tiredness that sleep can't seem to touch, an exhaustion that goes bone deep, soul deep. This is the language of an overwhelmed spirit. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign that you have been strong for far too long. And tonight, we will listen to this language with immense kindness. We will honor your exhaustion with gentleness. We will not push it away. We will invite it to soften. You have done enough for today. You have carried enough. You have thought enough. You have given enough. Now is the time for rest. Now is the time for release. So, I want you to find a position that feels truly comfortable. Lying down is best if you can, allowing your body to feel fully and completely supported by the surface beneath you. Let the mattress, the bed, the couch hold your full weight. Let your arms rest gently at your sides, perhaps with your palms facing up in a soft posture of receiving. And now, if you feel safe enough to do so, gently close your eyes. Let's take a breath together now. Just one, a slow, deep inhale through your nose. Feel your belly rise with the air. Hold it for just a moment at the top, and now, a long, slow, quiet exhale through your mouth, letting it all go with a gentle sigh. Feel the weight of your body sinking down, down, down into the support beneath you. Give your body permission to be heavy. Give your muscles permission to soften. Give your mind permission to be still. It's okay if thoughts continue to drift by. That's just what minds do. See them as clouds passing in a vast, quiet sky. You don't have to climb aboard them. You don't have to follow them. Just notice them, and with each exhale, let them float on by, further and further away. Tonight, we are going to find refuge in the ancient, sacred words of Psalm 55. This is not a psalm of easy platitudes or simple comforts. It is a raw, honest, and deeply human cry from a heart that felt just as overwhelmed, just as anxious, just as betrayed as you might feel right now. It is a psalm that begins in the depths of pain, but journeys step by gentle step toward a profound and tender promise, a promise of being heard. a promise of being held, a promise of being sustained. You are not alone in this feeling. Your experience is not strange or new, and there is a path through it, a path to peace. You don't have to forge that path yourself. You don't have to fight your way through. You only have to listen and let these words wash over you. Let them be a gentle balm for your tired soul, a cooling cloth for your weary mind. So, rest now. There is nothing else required of you. Just listen and breathe. You are safe here. You are seen, and you are so loved. Let us begin our journey into this sacred text. As you rest, as you continue to sink into stillness, listen to this first truth from a heart that understands yours completely. The psalmist, David, begins not with a statement of faith, but with a cry, a raw plea from the very depths of his being. He doesn't hold back. He doesn't try to sound holy. He just speaks his heart. Listen to my prayer, O God. Do not ignore my plea. Hear me and answer me. Let that sink into your spirit. This is the very first step on the path to peace. Simply acknowledging the profound need to be heard. It's the starting point for all healing. Perhaps these are the very words your own heart has been screaming in silence for days, or weeks, or even years. Please, someone, just listen to me. Please, see the struggle I'm in. Please, don't turn away from me. Don't ignore what I'm going through. It is the most fundamental human cry, to want to be seen, to be heard, to know that our reality is acknowledged and answered. There is no shame in this cry. It is honest. It is real. Let's hear those words again. This time as if they were your own quiet prayer rising up from your pillow tonight. Listen to my prayer, O God. Do not ignore my plea. Hear me and answer me. This is not an angry demand. It is a deep, vulnerable request. It is the sound of a soul laying itself bare before its creator, trusting that he is kind enough to listen. What this means, dear one, is that your overwhelm has a voice. It is speaking right now. The tightness in your chest is a plea. The endless, circling loop of your thoughts is a form of prayer. The weariness in your bones is a cry for help. And God is not afraid of your honest heart. He is not put off by your desperation or your exhaustion. In fact, the opposite is true. He leans in to listen more closely when you are at your most vulnerable. He draws near to the broken-hearted. So, let's reframe this verse as a gentle affirmation for your own spirit tonight. As you continue to breathe slowly and deeply, let this truth settle over you like a soft, warm blanket. Inhale deeply, and as you exhale, release the need to be strong. Repeat these truths silently in your heart. After me. My heart has a voice. My feelings are a form of prayer. I am being listened to right now. In this very moment, I don't have to find the perfect words. My sigh is a prayer. My tears are a prayer. My deep weariness is a prayer. God hears me. He does not ignore my plea. He is turning his ear toward me now, with love and compassion. Think for a moment about the profound relief of finally being able to speak your truth to a trusted, non-judgmental friend. The feeling of the burden lifting, even just a little, simply by sharing it, by having it witnessed. This is the invitation of this verse. Magnified 1,000 times over, the invitation is to know that the Creator of the entire universe, the very source of all peace and all love, is your most trusted confidant. He is not waiting for you to be polished or perfect. He is not waiting for you to have it all figured out. He is waiting for your honest heart. He wants the real you. Your plea for help is not an inconvenience to God. It is an invitation for Him to draw close and do what He does best: comfort, heal, and restore. The psalmist, in his raw honesty, is giving you permission. He is showing you that it is okay to not be okay. It is okay to be desperate for an answer. It is okay to feel that your most profound prayer is simply, "Hear me," just that. Hear me. So, tonight, as you lie here in the stillness, know with a deep and quiet certainty that the silent cries of your heart are being heard. Every single worry, every lingering fear, every anxious thought about tomorrow, it is all being gathered up by a loving presence that never, ever ignores a plea for help. You don't have to shout. You don't have to strain. Your quietest whisper, your most exhausted sigh, is heard as a roar in the heavens. You are being heard. You are being listened to. You are not being ignored. Rest in that. Let these next words carry you even deeper into rest. The psalmist continues his honest prayer, and he is not afraid to be brutally honest about the true state of his soul. He gives words to the storm that is raging inside of him. He doesn't try to pretty it up. He describes it exactly as it is. As you listen to his description, see if it feels familiar to you. See if he is speaking your language. My thoughts trouble me, and I am distraught. My heart is in anguish within me. The terrors of death have fallen on me. Fear and trembling have beset me. Horror has overwhelmed me. These are strong words, aren't they? They are not casual. Anguish, terrors, fear, trembling, horror, overwhelmed. These are the words of someone at the very end of their rope. And perhaps you know these words intimately. Perhaps you know them not just as words, but as feelings. Perhaps you know the feeling of a heart that is literally pounding in your chest. A physical anguish that feels so real, so alarming. Perhaps you know the fear and trembling he speaks of, that inner vibration of anxiety that can run through your whole body. The shaky feeling in your hands or your legs that you can't seem to stop. Perhaps you even know the feeling of horror that the psalm speaks of, that sudden, gut-wrenching, sinking realization that everything feels like it's too much, that you can't possibly handle what's on your plate. That feeling of being completely and utterly overwhelmed. Let's listen to this raw description one more time. This time, I want you to hear it not as something to be afraid of, but as a deep and compassionate validation of your own experience. He is putting words to your pain. My heart is in anguish. Within me, fear and trembling have beset me. Horror has overwhelmed me. What this means, dear one, is that your experience is real, and it is not new. For thousands of years, human souls have felt this same internal storm. You are not broken because you feel this way. You are not failing. You are human, experiencing a profound and often painful human emotion. And the beautiful thing is that the Bible, God's Word, does not shy away from it. It doesn't pretend it doesn't exist. It meets us right there, in the middle of the storm. It gives it a name. It gives it a voice. It tells us that even the greatest saints and heroes of the faith felt these things. So now, let's gently turn this raw honesty into an affirmation of acceptance. As you breathe, allow yourself to acknowledge what you feel, without any judgment at all, just as soft, gentle noticing. Breathe in peace, and as you breathe out, release the need to fight this feeling. Silently, in your heart, affirm these truths. It is okay that my heart feels anguish sometimes. I can be gentle with this feeling, as if it were a frightened child. It is okay that I feel fear and trembling. My body is simply responding to the immense stress it has been under. It's a natural response. I am feeling overwhelmed right now, and I can acknowledge this without shame. This feeling is not the truth of who I am. It is a storm that is passing through me, and I am the calm sky that holds the storm. When we feel this kind of deep anguish, our first instinct is often to resist it. We want to fight it, to numb it, to run away from it, to distract ourselves from it. But the psalmist shows us a more healing way. He names it. He describes it. He brings it out into the light of his prayer. And in the naming, there is power. In the honest acknowledgement, there is the very first step toward peace. It's like opening a window in a stuffy room. So, tonight, right now, can you be gentle with your own inner storm? Can you perhaps place a hand over your heart and just acknowledge the anguish that might be resting there? Can you notice the trembling? If it's there, without judging it or wishing it away, can you say to yourself, with all the kindness you would offer a dear friend, yes, this feeling is here. This is what I am experiencing right now. And that is okay. I can make space for this. God is not afraid of your storm. He is the one who spoke to the wind and the waves and said, "Peace, be still." He is not shaken by your trembling. He is the one who makes the ground firm beneath your feet. He is not frightened by your horror. He is the one who brings a gentle, dawning light into the deepest darkness. He can hold all of it. He is big enough to hold all of you. Storm and all. Rest now, knowing that your inner storm is seen. It is understood, and it is being held in a love that is infinitely bigger and stronger than any fear. Now breathe and reflect on this next part of our shared journey. After naming the storm in all its intensity, the psalmist expresses a desire that is so pure, so universal, so deeply relatable. It is the deep, human longing for escape, for a way out. Listen to the beautiful, aching poetry of his tired heart. I said, "Oh, that I had the wings of a dove. I would fly away and be at rest. I would flee far away and stay in the desert. I would hurry to my place of shelter, far from the tempest and storm." Have you ever felt that? Have you ever closed your eyes in the middle of a chaotic day, or as you lie in bed at night, and just wished you could fly away from it all? To a quiet cabin deep in the woods, surrounded by silent trees. To a deserted beach where the only sound is the gentle rhythm of the waves. To a silent mountaintop, high above the noise of the world. Anywhere but here. Anywhere but in this difficult, chaotic moment. The image of a dove is so perfect. It's a symbol of peace, of gentleness, of freedom, to have its wings, to just go and find rest, to hurry to a place of shelter, far away from the tempest and the storm of life. It's such a beautiful, honest wish. Let's hear that beautiful, honest wish again. This time, let it be your own. Feel the longing in your own heart. Oh, that I had the wings of a dove. I would fly away and be at rest. I would hurry to my place of shelter, far from the tempest and storm. What this deep longing reveals, beloved, is not weakness. It is not cowardice. It reveals your soul's deepest, God-given desire for shalom, the Hebrew word for a peace that is more than just the absence of conflict. It's a peace that means wholeness, completeness, safety, and tranquility. This desire to flee is actually a holy compass inside of you, pointing you toward your truest need, a place of shelter, a place of deep, soul-level rest. So let this longing become a prayer of affirmation, acknowledging the sacred need for peace that lives within you. Gently affirm these truths in the quiet of your mind. My desire for rest is holy. It is a good and sacred desire. My longing for a shelter is good. It is a signpost pointing me back to God. I yearn for peace, and that yearning is a reflection of the divine within me, calling me home. Even if my body cannot fly away, my spirit can fly to its shelter in God. He is my true place of rest. He is my refuge from the tempest and the storm. The psalmist imagines a physical desert, a remote and quiet place. But the true shelter, the shelter that is always available to you, is not a location on a map. It is a state of being. It is a posture of the soul. It is finding that quiet, still center within you where God resides. That is the ultimate shelter from any storm. Your imagination is a powerful, God-given gift. So, for just a moment, allow yourself that fantasy. Imagine that you do have the wings of a dove. Feel them, soft and white and strong, attached to your back. In your mind's eye, feel yourself begin to lift off the ground. Leave the worries, the deadlines, the noise, the responsibilities, and the pain on the ground below you. Watch them as they get smaller and smaller and smaller as you soar higher and higher into the quiet, peaceful, clear blue air. You are flying toward your shelter, a place of absolute safety and perfect, untroubled rest. This place is real. It exists within His presence, and you can access it at any moment with just a breath, with just a simple turn of your heart toward Him. Your longing for escape is a holy invitation from God Himself, calling you to find your ultimate rest not in a different place, but in a person. You are being invited into your shelter right now. Let us now continue our gentle journey. Having found and honored our deep longing for a shelter, the psalmist begins to identify the source of the storm. He looks at the world around him, and he names the chaos he sees. Listen carefully to how he describes it. Lord, confuse the wicked. Confound their speech. Destructive forces are at work in the city. Threats and lies never leave its streets. In the psalmist's time, this was a literal city, filled with literal violence, political strife, and real, physical threats. But for you, tonight, as you lie here in the relative safety of your room, perhaps this city represents something else. Perhaps the city is the overwhelming, noisy world you are forced to navigate every single day. The constant, 24-hour barrage of bad news. The relentless, dopamine-driven scroll of social media. With its impossible standards and endless comparisons, the pressures and demands from your job, the culture that whispers or even shouts that you are not enough, that you need to do more, be more, have more, achieve more. This is the city whose noise and clamor follows you home, follows you into your bedroom, follows you into the quiet of the night. And perhaps the city is also internal. The human mind can be a very loud and chaotic place, can't it? The destructive forces he speaks of can be the voice of your own inner critic, the one that is so harsh and unforgiving. The threats and lies can be the anxious thoughts that circle endlessly in your head, like cars on a busy street, telling you that you will fail, that you are not safe, that you are not worthy, that you are not loved. Let's listen to that description again and see this city as the internal and external chaos you long to escape. Destructive forces are at work. Threats and lies never leave its streets. What this means, dear one, is that the overwhelm you feel is not your fault. It is not a personal failing. You are a sensitive soul living in a very noisy world and navigating a very complex inner landscape. The destructive forces of comparison, anxiety, corporate pressure, and fear are real and powerful. The threats and lies of self-doubt and worry are persistent and convincing. It is no wonder you feel exhausted. It is no wonder you feel overwhelmed. It is no wonder you long for the wings of a dove. You are simply yearning for a respite from the noise. Let's reframe this verse as an affirmation of discernment, a gentle way to separate yourself from all that noise and find your true identity in the quiet. Breathe in God's quiet truth. Breathe out the world's noisy lies. Silently repeat these truths, creating a holy distance between you and the chaos. I can recognize the destructive forces of anxiety and stress. They are powerful, but they are not me. I can identify the threats and the lies of my inner critic. They are loud, but they are not the truth of who God says I am. My soul's true home is not in that noisy city of worry. My home is in the deep, abiding peace of God. I can choose right now to step out of the chaotic streets of my mind and into the quiet sanctuary of my spirit, where He dwells. Notice what the psalmist does. He doesn't say, I will go out and fight the city. He doesn't say, I will defeat the chaos with my own strength and willpower. His prayer is much simpler and much more surrendered. He says, Lord, confuse them. It is a prayer of release. It is a prayer of handing over the battle. It is an honest admission that says, this noise is too much for me. This chaos is too strong for me. I cannot fight it alone, so I give it to you tonight. As you lie here, you can do the exact same thing. Picture all that noise, all those pressures from work, all those anxious lies, all the comparison from social media. Picture it all as the distant, muffled clamor of a faraway city. You are no longer walking its streets. You are safe in your shelter, watching it from a great and peaceful distance. You can hand all that chaos over to God. You can let Him bring confusion and silence to the forces that seek to destroy your peace. You are being drawn out of the noise and into His marvelous, healing quiet dot as you rest in this quiet space. We come to the very heart of the psalmist's pain, and it is a kind of pain that is perhaps the deepest and most complicated of all. It is the pain that comes not from an obvious enemy, but from a place of love and trust. Listen with a gentle and compassionate heart, both for the psalmist and for yourself. If an enemy were insulting me, I could endure it. If a foe were rising against me, I could hide. But it is you, a man like myself, my companion, my close friend, with whom I once enjoyed sweet fellowship at the house of God. As we walked about among the worshippers, this is the ache of a wound that comes from close proximity, a betrayal of trust, a broken bond. And this kind of pain, a wound from a friend, can be the source of our deepest, most persistent overwhelm. It creates a special kind of anxiety, a hurt that is hard to heal, perhaps for you. This verse brings to mind a literal friendship that has been broken, a family relationship that is painfully strained, a romantic partnership that has ended in sorrow and confusion, the pain of being let down, misunderstood, or abandoned by someone you loved and trusted is a uniquely heavy burden to carry. It's a grief that you carry in your body. It creates an anxiety that is hard to shake, a mistrust of others that can color all of your future relationships. Or perhaps the close friend who has wounded you is more abstract, more internal. Sometimes it can feel like our own bodies have betrayed us with chronic pain or fatigue or illness. It can feel like our own minds have betrayed us with unrelenting anxiety or a heavy fog of depression. We once enjoyed sweet fellowship with our own sense of well-being, our own health, our own peace of mind. And now it feels like an enemy lives within us. For some, it can even feel like life itself, or even God, has been a close companion who has suddenly become distant, silent, and untrustworthy. Let's listen again to the depth of this hurt. It is not a small thing. It is a sacred and holy pain that deserves to be honored. But it is you, my companion, my close friend. What this means, my dear friend, is that God understands the intricate, complicated pain of a broken heart. He is not dismissive of it. He sees the invisible wound that no one else can see. He knows the unique sorrow of being hurt by someone or something you held close, something you trusted. He does not ask you to just get over it or move on. He sits with you in the reality of that pain. He honors the precious memory of the sweet fellowship that was lost, and he grieves with you. His heart breaks with yours. Let this verse be a gentle affirmation of acknowledgement for your own heart wounds. Whatever they may be, gently affirm these truths. My pain from this broken trust is real, and it is valid. It is seen and understood. By God, I can be gentle with this wounded part of my heart. It does not need to be fixed tonight. Only held with love. God understands the pain of betrayal. His own Son, Jesus, knew this pain intimately from one of his closest friends. I can bring my wounded spirit to him for comfort, not for judgment or for answers, just for comfort. You don't have to analyze the wound tonight. You don't have to figure out who was right or who was wrong. You don't have to find a solution or a path to forgiveness right now. The invitation here, in this moment, is simply to let God be present with the pain. That's all. Imagine the most gentle, loving hand being placed carefully over your heart. A hand that understands everything without you having to say a word. A hand that offers nothing but pure, unconditional love and profound comfort. That is the hand of God reaching out to you tonight in your bed. He is not afraid of your deepest hurts. He is the divine physician, the one who, the scriptures say, comes to bind up the broken-hearted. Allow that gentle, healing comfort to begin its slow, quiet work in your soul. You are safe to feel this pain here, and you are safe to begin, ever so slowly, to heal. And now, a change, a gentle shift in the current. After pouring out all the pain, all the fear, all the anguish, and all the grief of betrayal, the psalmist makes a conscious choice. This is the great turning point of the entire psalm. And it can be the turning point for your own heart tonight. Listen to the quiet, steadfast determination in his voice. He is named the darkness, and now he chooses to turn toward the light. As for me, I call to God, and the Lord saves me. As for me, can you feel the quiet power in those three small words? It is a declaration of intent. It's as if he's saying, in the face of all this chaos, in the face of this betrayal, in the face of this overwhelming feeling, I know what I will do. As for me, I will do this one thing. I will call to God. He doesn't say he will fix the problem himself. He doesn't say he will understand it all. He makes one simple, profound choice. He will turn his voice, his attention, his heart toward God. And then he continues, showing us how he will do it. It's not a what-I'm event. It's a way of life. Evening and morning and at noon I cry out in distress, and he hears my voice. This is so beautiful and so practical. It's not a frantic, desperate, what-I'm cry for help. It is a gentle rhythm of trust. Evening, like right now, as you prepare for sleep, in the quiet and the dark. Morning, as you face the uncertainties of a new day. And noon, right in the middle of the day's pressures and stresses. At all times, in all circumstances, the line of communication is always open, and the promise attached is simple and sure. And he hears my voice. Let's repeat that powerful declaration of faith. Let it become your own personal mantra tonight. As for me, I call to God, and the Lord saves me. He hears my voice. What this means, beloved, is that you have a choice, too. Right now, in the midst of your own overwhelm, in the quiet of your room, you can make that same gentle turn. You can say in your heart, as for me, as for this tired heart and this busy, spinning mind, I will call to God. It is the simplest and yet the most powerful action you can possibly take. Your cry does not need to be eloquent. It doesn't need to be long. Your cry can simply be the silent turning of your attention toward Him. That, in itself, is a prayer. Let's form this into an affirmation of gentle, hopeful resolve. Inhale the quiet intention to call on Him. Exhale the heavy feeling of being all alone in this. Affirm these truths as your own. As for me, I turn my heart toward God. The Lord is my salvation. He saves me from my distress. In the evening, as I rest, He hears me. In the morning, when I wake, He hears me. In the middle of my day, in the middle of my stress, He hears me. My voice is always heard. This isn't about adding another stressful task to your to-do list. Pray more. It's about cultivating a gentle, constant awareness that you are never disconnected from your source of help. It's the simple, comforting knowledge that a loving, attentive ear is always inclined in your direction. Tonight, as you lie here, your very act of listening to these words is a form of calling to God. Your deep desire for peace is a call. Your slow, rhythmic breath is a call. You are already doing it without even trying. And so the promise holds true for you right now. In this very moment, He hears your voice. He is leaning in. He is beginning to save you from the storm, not by might, not by force, but by the power of His gentle, loving, healing presence. Rest in that assurance. You have called and you are being heard. As you sink deeper and deeper into a state of rest, let this next powerful promise settle over your spirit like a warm, protective, weighted blanket. After crying out to God, the psalmist speaks a word of profound faith, declaring what he knows God will do for him. Listen to this powerful, calming assurance. He rescues me unharmed from the battle that rages against me, even though many oppose me. Let's linger on those incredible words. He rescues me unharmed. Now, this does not mean that the battle suddenly stops. It doesn't mean the anxiety vanishes in a puff of smoke, or that all the problems of the world are solved overnight. Notice the verse says the battle rages. The battle is still very real. The psalmist is still in the thick of it. But right there, in the middle of that raging battle, a divine rescue is taking place, and the incredible promise is to be kept unharmed. What does that mean for you tonight? As you lie in your bed, it means that even though the storm of worry may still be blowing around you, your core, your true self, your eternal spirit, is being kept safe and sound. The circumstances of your life may be difficult, but your soul is being actively rescued. The battle can rage against you, but it cannot touch the deepest part of you, the part that is held securely and eternally by God. Let's hear that promise again. I want you to breathe it in, deep into your soul. He rescues me, unharmed, from the battle that rages against me. What this beautiful truth offers you, dear one, is a peace that is not dependent on your external circumstances. It is a supernatural peace that can coexist with struggle. It is the peace that sailors talk about in the eye of a hurricane. All around them is a terrifying chaos of wind and waves. But at the very center, there is a profound and unexplainable calm. That calm is the presence of God with you. He is your rescuer. Let this promise become a deep, soul-level affirmation of your ultimate spiritual safety. Inhale a deep sense of safety. Exhale the lingering fear of the battle. Let your heart rest on these truths. A battle may be raging in my mind or in my life, but I'm being rescued. My spirit, the truest part of me, is being kept safe and unharmed. The chaos is around me, but it is not in me, for God is with me. I am secure in Him, even in the midst of the storm. Think of it this way. Imagine a great ship being tossed on a mighty ocean storm. The wind is howling. The waves are crashing over the deck. The rain is coming down in sheets. Yet the precious cargo, sealed deep within the ship's hold, remains completely safe and perfectly dry. You, your eternal soul, you are that precious cargo. The world, your anxious thoughts, your worries, they are the storm. But God is holding your spirit, your true essence, safe and sound within the hold of His unbreakable love. You will not be lost. You will not be broken. You will be kept unharmed. This is not a promise of an easy life. It is a promise of ultimate, eternal security. So no matter what battle you are facing, a battle in your job, in your relationships, in your health, or in the quiet of your own mind, your soul is safe with Him. He is your divine rescuer, and His work of rescue is being done in you right now as you rest, as you sleep. He is bringing you safely to the shore of a new morning. Now, my dear friend, we arrive at the very heart of the promise. We come to the gentle command that is the key to your profound rest tonight. After all the pain, all the fear, and the conscious turn toward hope, comes this beautiful, simple, liberating invitation. I want you to listen with your whole being. This is for you right now. Cast your cares on the Lord. Just those 6 simple words. Let's say them again, slowly. Cast your cares on the Lord. Let's think about that powerful word, cast. It's not politely hand over your cares if it's not too much trouble. It's not carefully place down your worries. To cast something is an act of decisive release. It's an athletic word. It's what a fisherman does with a heavy, wet net. He swings it with all his might and lets it go, flinging it out into the water. It's what you do with a heavy stone you've been clenching in your fist. You finally open your hand and fling it as far as you can into a deep lake, and you watch it sink and disappear. The word itself implies a burden, a weight, a care. And the invitation, the command, is to let it go, to hurl it away from yourself and onto someone whose shoulders are strong enough to carry it. Listen to that loving invitation one more time. Feel the deep permission in it. Cast your cares on the Lord. So, what are your cares tonight? In the quiet of your own mind, without any judgment, just gently give them a name. Is it a stressful deadline at work? A difficult conversation you know you need to have? A financial worry that keeps you up at night? A deep concern for the health or well-being of someone you love? A fear about your own health? Is it the heavy weight of your own loneliness, or sadness, or regret? See each one of these cares as a heavy, rough stone that you are holding in your hands. Feel its weight. Feel its sharp edges. Acknowledge its reality. You have been carrying these stones for so long, all day, maybe all week, maybe for years. Your arms are tired. Your back is sore. Your spirit is so weary from the load. Now, in your mind's eye, see the Lord standing before you, right there in your room. His hands are open, and His eyes are full of love. He is ready to receive these burdens. He is not asking you to pretend they aren't heavy. He knows they are. He is simply, lovingly saying, "Give them to me. You were never meant to carry them alone. Cast them here." Let's turn this beautiful invitation into an active affirmation of release. With every single exhale, imagine you are releasing one of those heavy stones into his hands, silently, powerfully. Affirm your release. I have divine permission to let go. I can cast my cares. This burden is too heavy for me, but it is not too heavy for him. I now release the care of my future. I cast it onto him. I now release the care of my relationships. I cast it onto him. I now release the care of my finances. I cast it onto him. I now release the care of my own anxious thoughts. I cast them all onto him. In your mind's eye, really perform the action. One by one, take those heavy stones, those named cares, and cast them into his loving, capable hands. Feel the surprising lightness in your own hands as you let each one go. Feel the tension begin to dissolve from your shoulders and your neck. Feel the space opening up in your chest where all that weight used to be cast. And release. Cast and let go. Cast and be free. You don't have to worry about picking them back up again when you wake up. The invitation is for now, for this moment, to find deep, restorative rest tonight. Your only task is this one simple act of faith, to cast your cares upon him. He is strong enough. He is willing. He is waiting with open arms. You have done it. You have cast your cares. Your hands are empty. Your spirit is lighter. You have released the great burden. And what happens next? What fills the space that the worry once occupied? The promise continues with one of the most comforting and nurturing words in all of Scripture. Listen to what he does in return for your trust, and he will sustain you. He will sustain you. This word is so much richer and deeper than just help. To sustain something is to keep it in existence, to provide it with everything it needs to flourish, to nourish it, to hold it up so that it does not fall. It's what the rich, dark earth does for a great oak tree, constantly providing water and nutrients and a firm foundation to anchor it. It's what a loving parent does for a sleeping child, carrying them securely and tenderly in their arms from the car to their bed. This is the promise that is being made to you tonight. Now that you have released your burdens, God will not just watch you from a distance and wish you well. He will actively move in to hold you, to support you from underneath, to nourish your weary soul, to become your very strength. Let that one beautiful word, sustain, wash over you like a gentle, healing wave. He will sustain you. What this means, beloved, is that you do not have to hold yourself together tonight. You have permission to fall apart, and he will gently hold all the pieces. You have permission to be weak, and he will become your strength. You have permission to feel empty, and he will fill you with his peace. Sustaining you is not a chore for him. It is his joy. It is his very nature. He is the great sustainer of the universe. Let this beautiful promise become a deeply felt affirmation of complete and total trust. Let your heart rest in these truths. I have cast my cares, and now I am being sustained. I am being held. I am being supported. I am being carried. I do not have to rely on my own dwindling strength. I can rest completely in His infinite strength. His love is nourishing my soul, healing my mind, and restoring my body, even as I sleep. Imagine yourself again as that sleeping child, completely limp and heavy, and at rest in the strong, safe arms of a loving Father. You are not holding on to Him. He is holding on to you. You don't have to worry about falling. His grip is sure and gentle. You don't have to do anything at all. You just have to allow yourself to be held, to be carried, to be sustained. This is the divine exchange of the gospel. You give Him your worries, your cares, your anxieties, your burdens, and in return, He gives you Himself, His strength, His support, His peace, His sustaining presence. It is the greatest and most freeing trade you will ever make. So, as you lie here, feel that divine support beneath you and all around you. The bed is holding your physical body, and the living God is holding your soul. You are completely and totally supported from every side, from top to bottom. You are being sustained. Allow yourself to sink into that feeling. Let these next words carry you deeper now, deeper into sleep, deeper into the final, foundational promise of this incredible psalm. This is the anchor for your soul, not just for tonight, but for all of your tomorrows. Here is the conclusion of the matter, the bedrock truth. He will never let the righteous be shaken. He will never let you be shaken. This is a promise of profound and eternal stability. Now, this doesn't mean that the ground around you won't sometimes tremble. In this life, earthquakes happen, storms will rage. Life can feel very, very shaky at times. But this promise means that your core being, your eternal soul that is founded on Him, will not be ultimately moved. You will not be destroyed. You will not be overcome. You will not be lost. To be righteous in this context is not about being morally perfect or never making a mistake. It is about having a right relationship with God, a relationship built on trust, a relationship where you humbly cast your cares on Him and allow Him to sustain you. And for all those who live in that posture of trust, the promise is absolute and eternal. You will not be shaken. Let the deep certainty of that promise calm every nerve in your body. Let it be a deep balm to your anxious mind. He will never let the righteous be shaken. What this means, dear one, is that you have a foundation that cannot crack, a foundation that cannot erode. You are building your rest tonight not on the shifting sands of your feelings, or your circumstances, or your performance, but on the unmovable, eternal rock of God's character and His unfailing promises. Anxiety, at its core, is the experience of feeling shaken, shaken to your core. This promise is the direct, divine antidote to that feeling. It is the deep, cellular knowledge that underneath all the surface-level tremors of life, you are secure. You are stable. You are eternally safe. Let this final, powerful promise be your bedrock affirmation as you drift off completely into deep, peaceful sleep. Breathe in the feeling of deep stability. Breathe out all shakiness and lingering fear. Hold these truths as you let go. I am rooted and grounded in God. I will not be shaken, though the world around me may shake. My foundation is eternally secure. My soul is anchored in a love that never fails, a peace that never ends. I am eternally safe. I will never, ever be shaken. Picture a great, ancient redwood tree with roots that go down hundreds of feet deep into the earth. The wind can whip its branches, the rain can lash its leaves, but the tree stands firm, century after century, because its roots are deep and secure in something solid. Tonight, your spiritual roots are going down deep into the rich soil of God's faithfulness. You are drawing strength and stability from a source that is eternal and unchanging. You are safe. You are secure. You will not be shaken. Let this be the final thought that holds you as you let go completely of the day. And so, dear one, we come to the end of our journey together tonight. You have walked the sacred path of the psalmist. You have bravely given voice to your overwhelm. You have acknowledged the storm within and the chaos without. You have tenderly honored the pain of a wounded heart. And then you made the gentle turn. You called upon God. You trusted that you were heard. You received the promise of rescue from the battle. You have cast your heavy cares upon Him. You have allowed yourself to be sustained, to be held, to be carried, and you have found your rest upon the unshakable foundation of His eternal love. There is nothing left to do now, nothing left to figure out, nothing left to hold on to. The night is a gift of peace from your Creator. Sleep is a gift of healing for your mind and body. Receive these gifts now with an open heart. Let these final words be a soft, warm blanket over you as you drift away. You are safe. You are held. You are sustained. You will not be shaken. You are seen. You are known. And you are deeply, completely, and unconditionally loved by the one who made you. Now rest. Rest in the quiet. Rest in the stillness. Rest in His everlasting arms. Good night and sweet, peaceful sleep. You are loved. Now rest.